4 million years ago, survival wasn't guaranteed. Would you have made it through a single day? Picture this: no Wi-Fi, no DoorDash, no 7-Eleven, just heat, predators, and your own two shaky legs. Out there in the tall grass, lions twice today's size wait for you. At the river, crocodiles longer than pickup trucks. And if the animals don't get you, the sky might. Sudden lightning storms ripping across the horizon. This was the reality of the first humans. They had no weapons, no fire, not even TikTok to distract them from the danger. So how did they make it? And more importantly, would you have survived their world? Let's find out. The Earth was changing. Forests shrank. Grasslands spread wide like oceans of grass. And primates who once swung safely in the canopy now found themselves forced onto the open ground. Among them walked Australopithecus afarensis, barely 4 feet tall, brains smaller than a modern chimp, yet upright, standing on 2 legs, scanning the savanna. On one hand, that gave them an edge. They could see predators, travel longer, and spot food far away. On the other, they were bite-sized snacks on a predator's buffet line. Imagine being waist-high in grass, knowing a lion could be crouched just 10 feet away. No roar, no warning, just silence. They stood their ground so you could stand here today. If you can't even hit subscribe, maybe you wouldn't have lasted a single sunrise out there. Think mountain lions are scary. 4 million years ago, America had saber-toothed cats, nightmare lions with 6-inch fangs. Hyenas weren't cartoon scavengers, they were bone-crushing juggernauts. And crocodiles the size of canoes lay in wait for anything that dared to sip water. For early humans, every drink, every step onto open ground was a gamble. But danger had a side effect. It forced cooperation. They stuck together. They signaled danger. Maybe they screamed, maybe they gestured, maybe it was the spark of the first language. The first group chats weren't on a phone. They were desperate shouts across the savanna. And if you didn't listen, you didn't live. You might complain about cold pizza. They would have killed for it. 4 million years ago, dinner meant digging roots, plucking fruit, or smashing nuts with stones. If they were lucky, they scavenged scraps from a lion's leftovers. And if they were really lucky, they cracked open bones for marrow, warm, fatty, dripping fuel for the brain. Not appetizing? Maybe not. But that marrow, that greasy brain food, gave them the calories to think faster, adapt quicker, and dream bigger. And sometimes, survival wasn't just about what you ate, but about what you avoided. Some plants were poison. Some fruits could kill. Every bite was a gamble. Back then, survival meant smashing bones with rocks. Today, survival of this channel means you are smashing that red button. Do your part and subscribe. One day, someone picked up a rock and thought, what if I smash this? And just like that, the first tools were born. Flakes sharp enough to cut meat, edges to scrape hides, points to dig deeper. It may not look like much, but that chipped rock was the beginning of every invention you know. From smartphones to skyscrapers, it started with one broken stone in someone's hand. The difference was memory. They didn't just survive. They remembered. They taught. They passed it down. Each stone wasn't just survival. It was legacy. For millions of years, fire was terror. It roared across the grasslands after lightning strikes, forcing humans to flee. But eventually, humans flipped the script. They stole it. They kept it alive, carried it through the dark. With fire came warmth. With fire came safety. And with fire came the chance to cook, unlocking more calories, more strength, more time. Nights grew longer, not with fear, but with stories, with laughter, with bonds that turned survival into community. Shelters were crude, caves, branches, stone piles. But inside those walls, humanity became something more than a species. It became a family. Life wasn't just about surviving the day. It was about making sure children survived tomorrow. Infants couldn't walk for years, a death sentence in the wild. So parents carried them, protected them, fed them. And slowly, something new appeared. Love. Not just instinct, not just survival, but emotional bonds strong enough to risk everything for a child. That bond, stronger than fangs, faster than claws, became humanity's secret weapon. Though humans began in Africa, their survival lessons carried them across the globe. By the time their descendants reached the Americas, they faced mammoths, dire wolves, and yes, saber-tooths. But the formula never changed. Stay alert, stick together, adapt or die. It was the same code, written into every step, every hunt, every fire lit in the dark, and it carried them across deserts, oceans, and frozen tundra, all the way to this land. Survival wasn't just about escaping predators or finding food. It was about enduring pain. A twisted ankle could mean death. No running, no climbing, no escape. A simple cut could get infected, turning fatal without antibiotics. And childbirth? It was one of the most dangerous risks of all. Yet somehow, they endured. Archaeologists have found skeletons of early humans who healed from broken bones. That means others must have helped them, carried them, fed them, protected them. Even 4 million years ago, survival wasn't just about strength. It was about care. Community wasn't optional. It was medicine. And maybe that's why we're still here today, because they didn't just fight for themselves. They fought for each other. They were small. They were fragile. But they endured. They gave us everything, our bodies, our minds, our future. And now it's on us to carry their story forward. They survived saber-tooths. You're sitting comfortably, watching YouTube. If you don't subscribe, maybe you're the weak link in evolution. 4 million years ago, survival wasn't guaranteed, but because they survived, you exist. Their voices are gone, but if we remember them, they will never be forgotten. Subscribe to Life Before Us. Share their story. Because history doesn't live in museums. It lives in us.